l'assaut, grenadier à 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 l'assaut, à l'assaut.
Welcome to the World Championship Podcast. I'm Daniel Wilson, and what you just saw there was Haiti after celebrating their first ever Masters win over Great Britain. And you can tell that even though that they did not reach the podium, they did have a great time. And that is something that they will be very proud of going home. And this team photo there, all smiles despite finishing in ninth place. So we'll be glad to see them again very soon. So let's get into the last day. What all happened? So before we get into who won, let's go over our seventh place game, and that would be Bermuda up against Portugal. And well, pretty one-sided. Portugal, as I said, it was going to be a very tough team, and they certainly brought it. 8-2 the final. Portugal finishes in seventh place overall in this tournament. Now, Bermuda, Jeremy Estey was a playmaking machine. He had 8 assists throughout the whole tournament. I was expecting him to be a big part of it. Christopher Hans-Jackson and Corey Collette, they all had strong finishes in their tournament, scoring quite a bit of goals. So I think they'll be a big part of Bermuda going forward the next time we see them. For Portugal, they brought a bigger and better team this year, and it was very evident. Victor Azevedo, Tony Monteiro, and Ricardo Pires stood out as the stars of the team. This is something for Portugal to build on as we go forward. So I think that as time goes by, Portugal will definitely be a competitive team in the Masters. Over to our fifth place game. Slovakia had to take their frustrations out on someone, and that someone was Italy. After failing to make the podium after winning the championship last year, they just destroyed Italy in a 9-0 rout. There is a lot of players that was just willing to get on the score sheet. Now, as far as Italy, as I thought would happen, they weren't going to be as strong as they were last time that they were in the Masters. Not as strong as an offense they did. However, adding Jonathan Pulisic did help their team, ending as the team leader in points with 8. So there's a bright side. I think if they can find some more quality players like Pulisic, I think Italy can become an even better team. Slovakia, like their Italian counterparts, they were missing top players from their championship team. I had mentioned that they had 3 other top players missing, and it caught up to them in the quarterfinal when they played the United States. And there was some more depth scoring this time around, with all but 3 players scoring a point for Slovakia. Lukas Lacek ties for the team leader along with Slavomir Javorka and Branislav Stefan. They are the likely ones to watch the next time we see them in the Masters tournament. Now over to our bronze medal game between Saskatchewan and Greece. And that was probably one of the most surprising finishes that we've had this tournament. Saskatchewan finished with the bronze medal the last time we saw them, but this time they failed to make the podium. Greece pulls the upset over the Canadians 3-1. And what I saw from that game was very evident. They neutralized Saskatchewan's offense. They neutralized Justin Dotema, who was the hot player of the tournament. He led the entire tournament in points. They neutralized Justin Bernhardt as well. So once they done that, Canada just lost all steam. Brock Harrison did score a goal, but it was not enough. And Jonas Kofoniaris scores 2 goals for the team, and along with them, Payam Asadi, which brings Greece to a 3-0 victory. Now, Saskatchewan, after having a fantastic performance during group play, very disappointing way to finish their tournament, finishing in 4th place. And that's after, as we said, Justin Dotema, Justin Bernhardt, and Brock Harrison with fantastic performances, scoring 14, 15, 16 points. But once they were neutralized on the attack, this team just struggled to produce. And So Saskatchewan has a lot of soul searching to do to try and figure out what's going on with this team and what they need to do to fix it. Depth scoring is what they need on this team. As for Greece, this is a team that I will see as always playing with grit in their game. They play very physical and they love getting under the skin of their opponents. They do that in just about every single team I see them play. And with this bronze medal that they've earned, this is their first ever medal in a ball hockey tournament in international play. So congratulations to Greece. We should mention that Carvinaris and Carl Gingras have stood out as the stars of the team with numbers. They're actually comparable to some of the Canadian players. So Greece is becoming more and more formidable as time goes on. And I wouldn't be surprised if they turned up the heat during the open tournament for next year. Now over to our main events. We'll start with the women's gold medal game between Canada and United States. Now, I mentioned in the previous podcast that the United States were looking to have more aggressive play. They did not tell us what they were going to do. They brought it, and Canada saw it coming. They neutralized the Americans' attack and win the game and regain their gold medal 3-0. Jocelyn LaRoque, Amy Coates, and Alyssa Desmere Pelletier all scored the goals, and all those goals came into the third period. And boy, did Canada get their gold medal back with authority. Ashley Burrell stood out for her first Masters tournament, ending with 9 points. Jocelyn LaRoque did not score a point in the previous Masters tournament, but she made a big turnaround, ending with 8 points, putting her second on the team on the leaderboard. USA Women's, as expected, Cherry Stewart and Ann Gertz were among the best with the team with 6 points, but also Melissa Clark had joined in with 6 points. Not too bad for her first Masters tournament, but simply put, they were just overpowered by Canada. They had lost to them all 3 times that they faced each other. So retooling is going to need to be done for the Americans as Canada just continues their dominance. After losing last year, they get their gold medal back. So congratulations to them. So now to end this year's Masters tournament with the men's gold medal game between Canada and the United States. Was it the game that we were expecting? Not really. Was it the game that we wanted? Oh, yes. A very competitive game. Canada got off to a quick start, 2 goals in the first period. But then you saw the United States play their aggressive game. They fought back, scored 2 late goals in the third period, went into overtime, and it looked like the Americans were controlling the play for just about the whole overtime period. And this also led to a penalty shot for, of all players, Danny Schlegel, who came in with only 1 goal. Unfortunately, it did not work out for him, so this had to go to a shootout. And in the end, our champion for this year, Canada, 4-3 after the shootout. And who scores the game winner? Who else? Yannick Tifu, one player that has been on my radar since the second or third game. He has now scored in every single game that he has appeared. He has been very consistent. This team has been loaded. Along with Yannick Tifu, Terry Ryan ties with him for the team leader in points with 14. I was questioning whether the goalies were going to be tested enough, but this game proved otherwise because the United States did put on a lot of pressure. I wanted to see them test the defense. I wanted them to test out the goaltenders. And boy, did they try. But the defense was laying their bodies out on the line. The goaltenders were making some fantastic saves. And just when you thought that the Americans were going to get the game-winning goal, Christian Lanton just explodes from one side to another and just makes some fantastic stops. The United States certainly had momentum after defeating Saskatchewan in the semifinal. At the end of the tournament, Bobby Hauser comes out as the team leader with 11 points. And as for Danny Schlegel, now, even though he did light the lamp only once, Danny Schlegel did a great job on setting up plays, coming up with 9 assists for a total of 10 points. Very good job for his first Masters tournament. The Americans did give Canada a challenge with their aggressive play, but it just simply wasn't enough. So congratulations to both Canada teams for winning the gold medal. And you can bet that all the countries will be gunning for them next year. And that's exactly what all the countries are going to be doing at our next ISBHF tournament, which will be the World Championships, which will be held in Switzerland between June 21st and June 29th. Canada will be defending their title there, and we hope to see you there to see how that all plays out. Well, before we go here, I'd like to thank all our broadcasters, Joey Delgado, and of course, all the coaches and the players. And once again, congratulations to Team Canada, both the men and women's, for winning their gold. And hopefully, you'll see me here again to cover all the games for you. But until the next time that we see each other, it's goodbye for now.